Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew Wolfe, and today we're going to be talking about the things that you need to know about before you make Boulder, Colorado your next home. So let's go ahead and start with the number one thing here, and just want to acknowledge it right away. Boulder's expensive. Housing's a little more expensive, taxes are a little more expensive, lifestyle like food, groceries, childcare, all those things are a little bit more elevated relative to the rest of the state of Colorado. You know, and I can speak to why, at least from the housing perspective, right? So there's limited inventory here. People move to Boulder and they stay for a long time. There's not a lot of high-speed turnover. People love living here, so they don't move a lot. Additionally, as far as like new inventory, that's pretty limited. Boulder has pretty strong not only zoning laws, but also laws around how you can build new housing. So there's not a lot of high turnover, and people want to make sure that anything that does get built is going to fit in nicely to the community and the nature around it. So those are some of the things that keep housing prices high, and also things move quickly. So I would say, the best way to kind of combat that is to have a plan. So work tightly with your agent, work closely with your lender if you're using a loan, so you can have that pre-approval done, and you can have a really great, fully baked avatar of what you're looking for. That way you can do your research ahead of time, and if you're going out and looking at homes, you see something that you like, jump on it. Get engaged in a conversation with the other side, try to work through a deal so you can get to the home that you love very, very quickly, because things do move fast here. All right, so some other things to consider here is, first of all, what kind of value? Why am I paying this increased price tag to live in Boulder? And I would say the number one thing to think about there is just your access to nature. There are tons and tons of hiking, biking, riding trails. Chautauqua State Park is a great place to, start, right? It tends to be a little bit lower. There's not as steep of climbing, and you're going to run into a ton of people. Tons of friendships and relationships have been formed on the hiking trails, on the biking trails, out on the ski slopes here. So it's pretty easy. It's about a 30-minute drive to Eldora if you like to ski or snowboard. That's where you're going to engage with your community. And I would say, downtown Boulder has its own little vibe, right? So Pearl Street's kind of like the heartbeat, the pulse of the downtown Boulder community. You're going to see, local coffee shops, local restaurants, local bars, music performers. You're going to see more formal events at the Boulder Theater, for example. We'll see small concerts there. Authors will come do private readings. Really, really great place to get a feel for that kind of downtown Boulder community, and again, all walks of life go there. The weather is also going to keep you on your toes here, so we certainly get all four seasons. Fall, winter, spring, summer, you're going to get it all in Boulder. At time of filming here, we're in October, so we're in the fall, and it is just drop dead gorgeous. It's sunny, 70 degrees outside, but you're starting to get the aspens to turn, so you have some of those oranges and yellows coming through, and it's just breathtaking against the snow-capped mountains. And a little secret between me and you, we get about 300 or so days of sunshine every single year, and Boulder's no exception. I would say, though, it'll keep you on your toes. So while we have this great sunshine, we do usually expect our first snowfall to happen, around Halloween, so kind of any day now. And even as we get into spring and summer, the occasional snow or rainstorm will catch you on your toes. So keep a jacket in your car, keep your sunglasses in your car, and you'll be covered. Just be ready to go, be prepared. The weather will keep you antsy on your toes. All right, so like I talked about, the outdoor living here is really part of the lifestyle. So if you're into those hobbies like hiking and fishing, mountain biking, climbing, it's really going to absorb you, and you're going to feel very, very welcomed here. But you're going to have to get used to doing all those things at altitude. We do sit at about 5,400 square feet, slightly higher than Denver here in Boulder, so the mile-high plus city. So make sure you're getting out there and taking advantage of it early, but don't overdo it. Drink tons of water. Make sure you're well hydrated and well fed, and then get out there and enjoy those beautiful outdoor areas. I would say it's impossible to talk about the Boulder community like we have been without also mentioning some of the great local breweries we have here. So Avery Brewing, Upslope Brewing, the list goes on and on and on. There's tons of amazing local homespun breweries that you can go participate in, and one of my favorite parts about living here is it's just a great place to meet people. So we have a young family, we're a family of 4, and we can go over there and hang out, enjoy some of the awesome food from the food trucks at the breweries, and we can see kids from the college and locals from the area that their kids have moved on, so there's a great melting pot of people at breweries, and I would say in Boulder in particular, if you're looking to engage the community, that's where I would start. Okay guys, so let's talk a little bit about some of the business side of things. So Boulder's economics are a little bit unique, right? So it does have a really great economy. It's small, but it's very strong and mighty, and it's going to be centered on things like tech, hospitality, wellness, and fitness, and it's going to be centered on like green initiatives and environmentally conscious jobs. So if you work in any of those industries, it's a great place to be. Again, from a tech perspective, you have Cisco here, you have Google, you have NetApp, you have Backflip Studios, and there's also tons of great opportunities in the startup space. And if you are looking to travel and commute to Denver for work, it's not too bad. You just got to plan ahead. So I would say, without traffic, it's probably 30 to 40 minutes or so to get from Boulder to downtown Denver. On rush hour on a good traffic day, that can be an hour. So I would say just plan ahead. try to leave a little bit early or plan a few extra minutes on your commute home, or if you can set up your schedule to where you're on slightly off hours, like starting at 9:30 instead of 8, or starting at 10 and then getting home a little bit later, they'll definitely take care of that traffic without much worry. Same thing with going back and forth to DIA. You're basically going to take the 70, it's a straight shot. I would say plan about 45 minutes to an hour, and I guess more for you guys, plan on your guests taking about 45 minutes an hour, so they're going to want to come visit you and take advantage of the outdoor living, the skiing, the snowboarding, and that's all the beautiful things we have here in Boulder. Another thing the city of Boulder does really well and takes seriously is education. So if you're a family like me and you have to think about where your kids are going to school, or if you're coming here to study, whether it's as an undergrad or a graduate student, Boulder's going to take great care of you. So the Boulder Valley School District is one of the best ones in the whole state, one of the best ones in the whole country. So K through 8, middle school and high school at Fairview and Boulder High School is going to be some of the best in the whole state. And then obviously when you're talking about higher education, CU Boulder is second to none. People come from all over the country and all over the world to come study here. Whether you're looking to kind of work in some of the environmentalist and green spaces, whether you're looking to work in the tech industry, if you're looking to study music at the music school, it's a really, really great place to start. Get your education, build your knowledge base, and obviously take advantage of the really expansive Boulder education community here. So if education is important to you, Boulder's a great place to be. All right, guys, so taking a step back here and thinking about Boulder as a whole. The community itself, the city itself of Boulder is going to have its own personality. It does lean a little bit more progressive. It's going to be focused on things like green initiatives, like the composting program, tons of EV charging stations throughout the city. There's a great EV bike program that provides you some cash to go buy an EV bike if that's how you want to go. And it's going to definitely lean a little more progressive. So it's also very welcoming, and it's going to be very inviting here, and I would encourage you to be a participant in the community there. It's going to feel a little more like a small town than a large city, so it's not going to have that extreme urban pulse. It's not going to have clubs and tons of sporting events and tons of big concerts. All that stuff is right down the road in Denver, though. You're, again, 30-40 minute trip away. Boulder's going to feel a small town. People know their neighbors. People engage with their community. People really, really value the tight-knit closest they're going to form here. So if you want to participate in your community, if you want to be part of a greater whole, Boulder's a great place to be. All right, guys, so kind of bringing it all together here, Boulder's going to offer, really, really unique outdoor experiences. It's going to really encourage you to be very active and very physically healthy. It's got a great location to head up to the mountains, but also into Denver if you want to kind of go out and work there or want to experience some of the downtown Denver nightlife. And it's also going to have a really strong sense of community. So you're going to be pulled in and be part of something whole, something larger, whether you're participating in the politics, participating in the breweries, just the outdoor lifestyle, meeting people on the slopes or on the biking trails. Boulder's going to welcome you in there, and honestly, once people choose to make Boulder their home, it's very, very tough for them to leave. Again, I'm Andrew Wolfe. It was great talking about Boulder, Colorado today. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and comment. All my contact information will be down there as well. Looking forward to talking to you guys next time. Have a good one.